I'm Anita of My Duke and I podcast, and wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a marvelous day. And if you're seeing the show for the very first time and you like the show, please subscribe, like, and share, and hit the notification bell so when an episode comes out, you will be the first to know. Well, guys, there's been a beautiful sighting of our Duchess. I am telling you, while other people are aging forward, Meghan is aging backward, girls. She is aging backwards. She is getting younger and younger and younger. I'm telling you, California looks good on Meghan. And she was out with her two girlfriends. One of them, as I understood, is her hairdresser. And she did use the word her muse. She referred to them as her two muses, that woman who posted the picture on Instagram. So apparently she's indeed Meghan's hairdresser. You know, when somebody says you're their muse, it means that, you know, they tend to dress you, they tend to, you know, put things on you, and you tend to, you know, go along with, you know, the ideas and so on. So I'm thinking, since that woman on Instagram is a hairdresser, not just any old hairdresser, honey. She is the hairdresser to the stars. She does who and who of Hollywood's hair. So she did say that, you know, she's here with her two muses, and then it did say that she wished somebody else was here. So it was another hairdresser. I think it's the person who did Meghan's hair for her wedding. So, and the other lady that was with them, as you're seeing the picture here, the other lady that was with them is she's a writer, you know. So I have to look closer and you know, look a little deeper into who they are exactly. But it was certainly delightful to be able to see Meghan, you know, with her friends, enjoying herself, you know, at least getting back to her old life as she knows it, you know. So that was absolutely beautiful to see. Harry had his time in Singapore and in Tokyo, Japan, and now Meghan is having her time with her girls, and it's nice to see. Harry was with his bro Nacho, that eye candy. I will never stop saying that, okay? And I know I'm not the only person who is thinking that. Some of the other ladies I see in the comment, they're having a field day with Nacho as well. Okay, we can look. Okay, there's nothing wrong in looking. So Harry was enjoying himself with Nacho. You know, they were playing around. They, you know, they were just looked so happy to be, you know, doing what they were doing over there in Singapore, you know, raising money. And at the end of the day, they raised $1 million, you know, for a worthy cause. So that was nice to see. So Meghan, you know, she was out there in Montecito, the beautiful Montecito, and, you know, having, you know, a good old time with her friends. And that's so beautiful to see, especially when you have children. You need some time to yourself, and you need a little bit of adult conversation sometimes, you know. It's good to get away sometimes. So that was nice to see. I mean, you love your babies, you want to be around them, you know, almost all the time, and sometimes you just need a breather. So I get it. Now, you know, speaking of, you know, going around the place and stuff like that, there was a photo, or some photos, that the same back grid that was chasing Harry and Meghan, you know, all around Manhattan when they came to the Miss Foundation Awards. They are still following Meghan everywhere she goes. And I saw, you know, the photos that they took, you know, and I I saw it firsthand. From the time it came out, I saw it, but I thought, you know something, I'm not going to post these pictures because it looks like Meghan was going about her business, and it's not like something she took out or she was dressed up going out, you know, in the public and stuff like that. She was going, as you know, reported out there, she was going to her dentist, and people should have some privacy. You know, it's nice to see her pictures and so on. It makes me happy, and I'm sure a lot of people love to see her pictures. But you know, like when they did with the Miss Foundations Awards, there are some times that I just draw a line, and I do that because I have respect for the Sussexes, and this is no judgment to anybody who wants to post pictures of Meghan and Harry. You know, it's, you know, let them do whatever they want to do. But for me, I feel like there are some times where I just feel like that was drawing the line at that moment. Oh Lord, I hope you guys didn't see my fingers. Lord, they're horrible. I don't know why I put nail polish and I find myself scraping them out one by one. That's what I do. I sit there and I just scrape them out. And then they look hideous. So if you see that, excuse me. But anyways, going back to our Duchess. So it's nice to know that she's going around, but we don't want, you know, the paparazzi to continue harassing her the way that they've been harassing her. And then she had this disc. It's called the Newcam disc. And what it does, it's a stress reliever disc. And, you know, a lot of people had a lot to say about the disc as well as what Meghan was wearing. I feel like I need to pull out that Britney Spears song, Mind Your Business. And that's what a lot of people have to do. They have to mind their business. So she had, you know, her jacket on and she had a scarf on, and they said, oh, she's out and about in 70 degrees weather. Now, mind you, some people on the internet said that during this time of the year, Montecito can be pretty cool, you know, so she was probably dressed for the weather. Okay, so these are people that are looking in from the outside. They're not there. All they're seeing is a picture and where the picture was taken, and they just make up stories to go along with the picture, and it's just a shame. So, you know, there was a lot of controversy with the disc that she was wearing. They went and look up that disc and what that disc is all about, and then they found out that it's a stress reliever, and she was wearing it and so on. And then, you know, they have a lot of things to say about it. But you know something, I'm gonna get me some of that too, because I am telling you, based on what I'm hearing, that, you know, it reverses your flight or fight mechanism. You know, as a teacher, you go into the classroom, you're there in this urban area in New York City, and you are there, and some days it is hard, honey. Let me tell you, some days it is hard. I'm gonna be honest. Some days I'm ready to do that flight. I'm ready to take off. So if there's something that you can put on your hand and can redirect that flight, that those flight hormones, when the tough gets going and you just want to get out of there, and there's something like that for $4, honey, sign me up, because I am ready. I am going to try some of that. I'm going to put one on my hand and, you know, see how it makes me feel. I think also they said there's an app that goes with it, but I'm going to try to see if I could redirect that flight that comes into me and those stresses that comes into me, and I want to redirect it and make me a little bit more calm. Okay, I want that flight, that stress, I would like it to redirect it in a positive direction. So I'm gonna try it. I'll tell you guys at the end of the day what I think about it. So that was really good. And I know one thing I know is that Meghan is a highly intelligent girl, and I don't think Meghan is just going to put something just because. Okay, so I'm sure she did her research. I'm sure it works for her. That's the reason why she has it on, or she's trying it out. Who knows? But as I said, out there, to each his own. Something you, what might be good for you might not be good for somebody else, and what might be good for somebody might not be good for you. So to each his own. So if she feels like this works for her, let her be. Let her wear it, and people need to mind their business and stop casting judgment. They don't even know anything about this stuff, and they're ready to, to dismiss it, or to, to create problems around this person's product. Okay, so leave Meghan alone. If she wants to wear her disc, let her wear her disc. If she wants to, if it works for her and she wants to wear it, let her do so by all means. Okay, people need to mind their business. Another person that needs to mind their business is Ice Cube. Ice Cube needs to go somewhere and chill, or better yet, melt. Okay, so he was on GBN, and of course, anybody that is American that goes on GBN, the story is not going to be about you. The story is going to be about Meghan, because they are going to ask you, as all of them does over there in the United Kingdom. That media is so sleazy. It's not. They're grotesque over there. So he goes on, and they ask him about Meghan, and he had to put his 2 cents in. He knows nothing about Meghan's story. He knows nothing about her. Okay, but he has to respond. I don't know why some people just cannot say no comment, or say, you know what, I don't have enough knowledge about the topic, so I'm going to let this one pass. What about saying pass? Next question. Nobody's going to fault you for that, okay? But he comes in and he wants to say Meghan and Harry should have stuck it out in the United Kingdom in that royal family. To me, what he's essentially saying is that if somebody is with an abuser, they should stay with the abuser regardless of what. It makes no sense. This boy is stupid. Why would somebody want to stay in a situation where at some point they felt so stressed, and they felt to the point where they became suicidal? Why? You should be applauding the person if they got the courage. Remember, Meghan and Harry left an institution that is 1,000 years old, that has been around for a long time, and they put truth to power. They said they were unhappy. They said they were being treated less than equal. They picked up and left. That is not an easy thing to do. Okay? When the world is looking at you. So we have to say to ourselves, it must have been terrible enough for Harry and his wife to get out of there, even without knowing the story itself. That is what I would have said if I was in Ice Cube's situation. I would have said, you know what, I don't know the story, but here is this monarchy that has been around for a long time. And for them to pick up and go like this, it must have been unbearable. That's what I would have said. But here he is saying, oh, they should have stuck it out because they could have, affect change better if they were on the inside than they are on the outside. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. If anybody understands this royal family, everybody knows that it is a pecking order. There are steps and there are hierarchies in that royal family. How can Meghan come and change something that has been around for 1,000 years? It would take how many lifetime to change that royal family? Okay? They were literally using that woman to shield themselves. How can somebody endure anything like that? It would have only gotten worse had she stayed there. Ice Cube, you are so dumb. You have no idea what the story is, but yet you want to put your 2 cents in. She should stay there and be abused. She should stay there and be fed to the media so that other people could look good. She should be doing all the hard work, she and Harry, so that the royal family could look good. And at the end of the day, the people in England were still ungrateful about what she was doing. At the end of the day, they were still saying terrible things about how they were, finning and using the taxpayers' money. These people are now independent. They're making their own money. They're living their own lives. They're not being governed. They're not being in a situation where they're told what to do. They can make their decisions for themselves. They have their own autonomy. That is how human beings are supposed to be. When they see the world for themselves, they should make their own decision, not decisions being made for them. If he knew Meghan's story, Meghan couldn't even send a photo to her friends. She was forbidden. Her passport was taken. All of these things were done to her. How can a human being live under those conditions? It makes no sense, absolutely, for him to say that. It is her against all of them. And Harry against all of them. How could she have changed something when they were fighting with her and trying to smear her in the background? She did the right thing. She did the right thing by taking her child and her husband, all of them packing up together and getting the hell out of there. Kudos to Meghan for making that decision. Okay, let it be jealous because they were too stupid to see that this is a gem they had over there in the United Kingdom and they let it go. Okay, they let all of their foolishness, their jealousy, their pride, their what have you, got in the way of change. These people, their mentality is ingrained. Charles, look at him, waited 70 years. Abandoned his own children, abandoned his wife, abandoned everything so that he could become king, and literally was jealous of Diana. It's like a cutthroat world in that royal family. It's like a dog eat dog world. How can you stay in that? There's no peace in that when you don't know who is the enemy. And just saying that, the enemy is literally right there in your domain. They're right there in your domain. You don't even know who it is. They're right there. They're literally taking you and feeding you to the wolves. That is what this woman experienced. How can she sit there and take that? For her to even distribute a photo, as she said, it has to go through other people. It's not her decision to make. How can somebody sit there and have that happen to them? How can you be in an institution where the very people who are supposed to protect you and love you would not stand up for you? For the very people who are supposed to be there for you is literally knocking down the legs that you're standing on because they are so jealous of you. All around you are serpents, demons, people that don't want the best for you. Why should you stay there? That's why I say, Ice Cube, go somewhere and melt. Go ahead and melt off somewhere. That's all I have to say. But anyways, you can't get riled up about these people. The reason why is just you have to respond to those things in some way to show people how stupid their statements are, how stupid they sound when they say things when they don't know the backdrop of anything, when they don't know the story. The people over there are quick to cast judgment on Harry and Meghan when they don't know exactly what the story is. Okay, so I'm in a position, I'm just happy to be able, Ice Cube, if in case you're watching this, maybe you will learn a thing or two. Okay, and for all those other people out there that are casting judgment on Harry and Meghan, maybe if you guys see this video, maybe if you guys, you know, read one or two articles or listen to Meghan carefully, you will know the hell that they were going through in England. That's the reason why they had to pick up and go. Nobody wants to leave their family. It must be terrible why you would just pick up and go like this and want nothing to do with these people. You have your brother-in-law, your sister-in-law who are jealous of you. You don't know what they're plotting against you, which was a lot. Why stay in an environment like that? You must be a glutton for punishment if you stay in an environment like that. So kudos to Meghan for picking up and leaving these traitors over there. Okay? So, anyways, guys, on that note, sorry, I didn't want to go off like that, but anyways, on that note, be safe, guys, and don't forget to like this video on your way out, because we definitely want to keep the word on Meghan, okay? And the word that we want to keep is everything positive, because I am telling you, the devil is a liar, and he is everywhere out there on that in the YouTube universe. These people, they are snakes. They are just coming up one by one, and all they're doing is telling lies and coming up with stories out there. Okay, so we want to make sure that positive channels like the Duchess of Sussex, Success, yeah, Baron, and these other channels, and all these other guys. There's a guy from Africa, I forgot his name. I think it's Sussex TV or something like that. I'm not too sure. And everybody who's, you know, saying all these positive things about Meghan, who knows the story, we want to be able to keep those channels out there with, you know, in the algorithm with positive things going up. So anyways, take care and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that I literally came up here and videotaped with these nails. This is abominable. I cannot believe it.